Hello and welcome to New Wave Global. You are watching Unraveled with Marvi Sirmed. And today, we bring you a deep dive into the upcoming assembly elections in Delhi. Delhi, the capital of India, is not just a geographical entity, but a reflection of the country's political pulse. Governed by a unique administrative setup with a partial statehood model, Delhi's governance involves a constant balancing act between the elected government and the central administration, represented by the lieutenant governor. This dynamic makes Delhi's political landscape a fascinating case study. Delhi's unique governance model, a union territory with a partial statehood, has made it a stage for constant tussles between the state government and the central administration. In the 2020 assembly elections, the Aam Aadmi Party, AAP, led by Arvind Kejriwal, secured a landslide victory by focusing on education, healthcare, public utilities, social safety net schemes, etc. However, since then, the political dynamics have shifted. Kejriwal, whose party's foundations were built on an anti-corruption plank, now faces allegations of corruption, adding an ironic twist to his tenure. This raises questions about the very ethos AAP once stood for. Meanwhile, the BJP, despite its dominance at the national level, has struggled to replicate that success in Delhi. The party is hoping to capitalize on Prime Minister Modi's popularity to challenge AAP's governance. Congress, though weakened, is attempting a comeback, and smaller parties are working to find their place in this crowded political arena. In this episode, we will explore the key aspects of these elections, what issues will dominate the elections this time, how have voter priorities changed since 2020, and what does this election mean for the larger political discourse in India. To help us navigate these discussions, I'm joined by a very special guest, an expert journalist who has covered Indian politics extensively and brings invaluable insights to our program. Joining us today is Mr. Brijesh Pandey, an expert journalist with an illustrious career covering Indian politics and elections. And welcome to the show, Mr. Pandey.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's an absolute pleasure to have you here. So let's dive into the key questions shaping Indian Delhi Assembly elections. Mr. Pandey, I'd like to start with your assessment of the current political climate in Delhi. How do you see the performance of the AAP government over the past 5 years, and what challenges does it face heading into these elections?
Well, I think, you very aptly summed up when you were giving your introduction. The fact of the matter is that Aam Aadmi Party, which was born out of anti-corruption crusade led by social activist Anna Hazare, has faced a myriad of corruption charges in the last, 3-4 years, especially from the liquor policy scam, and which has been, being probed by premier investigative agencies like Enforcement Directorate and also Central Bureau of Investigation. The investigation has led to, a couple of 3-4 very senior ministers, right from Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, who was one of the big face or key faces of anti-corruption crusade, to Manish Sisodia, who was his number 2, Sanjay Singh, who was a very close confidant of Arvind Kejriwal, and Satyen Jain, who was another minister, being sent to jail. They went to jail for a substantial amount of time. Satyen Jain still continue to. As sheen of anti-corruption crusade has definitely taken a hit as far as Aam Aadmi Party is concerned. We saw Arvind Kejriwal going to jail, him being, he had to relinquish the post of the chief ministership, which is now being donned by Atishi. And now Arvind Kejriwal is fighting perhaps one of the most toughest political challenge he has seen in the last 10 to 12 years.
Yes, absolutely. And Manish Sisodia is remind me, is the same leader who was involved in the harassment case. The key woman leader was harassed inside the CM house before the Lok Sabha
No, Manish Sisodia was not that. This accusation was against Vibhav Kumar, who was the personal assistant or secretary of Arvind Kejriwal. Manish Sisodia at that point of time was out, but he was not there in the that when this particular incident happened. So Manish Sisodia was not involved in that.
Okay. And that actually case also gave our party a big hit because that was not very nice scandal to have just before few days before Lok Sabha elections. Um,
Well, yeah.
yeah.
Yes, I mean, no party would like to have that kind of thing going on for you just before the election because, when you are rooting for a women electorate, which is now a very substantial composition and one of the key, target area for any political party which is fighting elections, these kind of incidents does not cover the party in good light. And that is the reason why, there are many who believe that what happened inside the Delhi CM, though, I mean, of course, Aam Aadmi Party completely denied it. They said that, this is a frame up which is being done at the behest of parties, other parties, and there was vehement denials. But this particular incident definitely did not go down well as far as the politics is concerned. And I think Aam Aadmi Party, which was already reeling under the arrest of Arvind Kejriwal, Manish Sisodia, and other senior leaders, as they were battling for their political survival. This did not came at an appropriate time for sure.
Yeah. So let's turn to the BJP, which has been aggressively campaigning in Delhi. I have been watching for last 1 month, ever since the Election Commission of India announced the date for the Delhi election. So despite its dominance at the national level, why has the BJP struggled to gain significant traction in the Delhi Assembly elections?
Well, I think whenever we try to analyze Indian politics, we have to also always understand that there are different elections which are fought on different planks. When it comes to national politics, in Lok Sabha, if you look at the figures of Delhi from 2014 to 19 to 24, the popularity of Prime Minister Narendra Modi was such that that they have been able to beat Aam Aadmi Party 7-0, 7-0, 7-0. Delhi comprises of 7 Lok Sabha seats, and the BJP has won all the 7 seats in 14, 19, and 24. Such has been their absolute domination as far as national elections are concerned, Lok Sabha elections are concerned. However, it's a different ballgame, when it comes to an assembly election, because assembly election, it need not always the issues which work for a national party will find an echo there in assembly elections. Assembly elections, bijli, pani, sadak, education, law enforcement, all of these issues play a very key role in determining, as to which party gets a vote. And Aam Aadmi Party, I think, ever since from 2013 onwards, when they were born out of this anti-corruption crusade led by Anna Hazare, they have been at the forefront of it. They have been able to convince the voters that, they are the one who will be able to provide them a good quality education. They will be able to provide them, a better Delhi. And, they've been able to sell their narrative to a large extent. And if you take, their poll promise, something which they've delivered for a long time now, free electricity, free water up to certain electricity units. It has worked brilliantly for them. And that is the reason why, if you look at the last, 2 elections, their dominance has been absolute as far as assembly election is concerned. In 2000 previous election, last to last election, they won it 67-3 out of 70 assembly seats, and last election there was 63-7. Such has been their dominance. But I think this time, if you look at the way politics is unfolding, I think this challenge, because their image is somewhat dented because of this arrest and all, and the BJP has been very aggressively campaigning and trying to tell people that these are the people who claim that they're born out of anti-corruption crusade, and their leaders, top leaders, and all are being bundled off to jail, not getting bail from the courts and all because of the kind of corruption they claim as per the BJP. So, they have, and apart from this, they also are suffering, a decent degree of anti-incumbency as well, because, whenever your party is in power for 10, 12, 15 years, it's but natural there's a fatigue factor which sets in. And I think, this is the reason why, if you look at the way entire election is being panned out, Arvind Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party is fighting it like, there's no tomorrow, because they know that, there's a survival kind of depends on how they perform in this particular assembly election.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll come to the issues in a few moments. But first, I would just like to explore it a bit more. The BJP and AAP party. So, no, at ideological level, I think AAP and BJP are quite close. I mean, AAP would be closer to BJP rather than Congress or other parties. Uh, do you think that I don't know, I don't understand this at the national level. BJP is completely dominates even the Delhi votes, but at the assembly level, as you have explained very well, that how it happens and how Kejriwal dominated the local votes, but when campaigning, Kejriwal has, in the past few months, especially, we have seen quite bitter against Prime Minister Modi and against BJP. Don't you think this would affect people who are, who are voters of BJP at the national level? Do you think Kejriwal is hitting his own votes by being bitter against Prime Minister Modi?
Well, it is quite understandable, given the fact that that they have been claiming that they are the victim of what do you call a political witch hunt, has been claimed by Aam Aadmi Party. It is natural to see that Aam Aadmi Party launching a very combative campaign, as I would call
Mhm.
it, against the Bharatiya Janata Party. I mean, this is but natural, and their working style is not like akin to any other political party you would see in India, because they're very nimble-footed. They are able to articulate their position. And Arvind Kejriwal is an acceptable face as far as people of Delhi when it comes to assembly election, as that as a chief ministerial face. That is the reason why the Aam Aadmi Party has been very aggressively campaigning, because they also want to send a signal that despite them being a small party, they are the only ones who are capable of taking on Prime Minister Narendra Modi. However, this is a slight political exaggeration, but that is how political parties pitch to their prospective voters. I think the voters of Delhi it's very clear that there are Aam Aadmi Party voter supporters and there are Bharatiya Janata Party supporters. I don't think that Aam Aadmi Party would be able to make much inroads into people who vote for BJP and vice versa. What is interesting is, Mavi, if I may add, is that BJP would be very keenly looking at how Congress party perform. I think, in fact, both BJP and Aam Aadmi Party, if there's one similarity which binds them, they would be looking very closely at how Congress party performs in this particular election. Because if Congress performs phenomenally well, or even good, reasonably well, then the chances of them eating into Aam Aadmi Party core vote is pretty high, and that would be good news for the Bharatiya Janata Party. So I think both parties are looking very keenly as to how Congress party perform, and Bharatiya Janata Party would be hoping that Congress performs, or they punch much above what the kind of weight they are pulling, showing right now. And if that happens, then I think it would be good news for the BJP and bad news for the Aam Aadmi Party.
Yeah, because the votes will be cut. And that was precisely my next question about the Congress, which was a significant force in Delhi. Um, Even now, people talk about how good Sheila Dikshit's tenure was. It has seen, the Congress party has seen its influence wane over the years, though. And you see Congress to stay. I mean, uh, judging from what you are saying, I think it's very unclear right now if the Congress has a potential for staging a comeback in this election. Do you think it will remain a marginal player? What is your assessment of Congress's potential performance in this election?
Well, if you are honestly speaking, the chances of Congress staging a comeback looks highly unlikely. I mean, barring a miracle, I don't think they are going to perform exceptionally well. The voter is there are only two dominant party as we speak in the Delhi Assembly election. One is Aam Aadmi Party, the other is Bharatiya Janata Party.
Hmm.
You rightly mentioned that Congress influence has waned over a period of time, and Congress itself is responsible for it. There was a chief minister who straddled over the paths of Delhi for 15 years, Sheila Dikshit. I mean, she changed the face of Delhi as we know it, flyovers, new buildings, and Delhi was was like, I mean, I came to Delhi from my native place in 1998, and I saw the transformation happening 97, 98, and I saw it happening right before my very own eyes. I think, the Congress somehow lost the narrative of the kind of narrative which was to counter the narrative which was being built by the Aam Aadmi Party at that point of time. When they were hitting Congress with the corruption allegation, there were many allegations at that point of time, and somehow, the Congress lost the plot. I would say Congress lost the nerve to take on opposition parties on their own, and I think they lost the plot, and that is the reason why even in this particular assembly election, the decision to fight or go solo happened at a very late stage. When you're planning to fight an election, you have to be very ready in case, I mean, if you're looking for resurrection, you have to be battle ready like at least 2-3 months before the entire list finalized, much before, and you fighting with the kind of aggression which you see in other two parties. So that is the reason why I don't feel that that the Congress will able to do much damage. However, the significant factor is that the Congress. The role is like there are 6-7 seats in which the Congress is likely to perform better, and cautiously assessing the performance of the Congress party, given the fact that that it has the potential of damaging AAP's prospect as far as those seats are concerned.
Yeah, absolutely. Through cutting votes, basically. Yeah. And you reminded me of I mean, it's just aside, just to share a memory, because we used to visit Delhi from Islamabad in Lahore, and we used to continuously compare how good infrastructure in Pakistan is, especially in these two big cities, three big cities, Karachi, Lahore, Islamabad, and how bad it used to be in Delhi. But within 10-15 years, the face of Delhi was changed, completely changed. It's now a world apart among, in the South Asian cities. It's a very, very developed city now, completely unrecognizable. Anyway, let's discuss now the key issues that you started a while ago. Uh, what are these issues which are likely to influence the voters in your view? Like Madhya Pradesh, do you think like Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra, the women-centric welfare schemes, the Ladki Behna, the Ladli Behna, and now Didi, scheme the Congress is talking about, all these welfare schemes. Do you think they will decide the elections, or the overall development policies and the local governance will remain the main focus? The third option, shall we see a shift towards the national issues, or it will remain these local considerations?
I think it's going to be a mix of the first and the second point which you said. It is going to be women centric because women constitutes out. They have become a very big political force as far as Indian politics is concerned. We have seen how it happened in Bihar, how it happened in other states, where certain schemes work wonders for the political parties. And I would see that the same kind of freebies, as it's being said, would see action as far as this particular election is concerned. So yes, that is going to be there. But overall governance issues are also likely to be there because there are many who feel that that if you get a BJP government in power, then they will be in complete sync with the lieutenant governor, with the central government, given the fact of the unique status of Delhi per se as a half state. So there are people, but then there are people also who believe that the kind of work which has been done by Arvind Kejriwal, which Aam Aadmi Party say that the Mohalla clinic, the schools, the education policy, and overall infrastructure, the kind of work that has been done, and the fact that you add a dash of free electricity and water, so the cocktail which emerges out is pretty lethal as far as Aam Aadmi Party is concerned. So they feel that those are the issues which will help people navigate your way. See, there are two ways to go about it. There are promises which you make to your electorate, and now there's also a shadow of doubt in the mind of the electorate whether, as a political party, you are able to deliver those promises or not. And then there are promises which you made and which people have seen delivery for over a period of time. So there's this sense of belief or assurance that that if this party is making a promise, it is going to deliver. Now, at national level, we have seen how BJP performs, and so I think the BJP feels that after 2-3 elections, the anti-incumbency, given the fact that that Aam Aadmi Party has taken a hit, his image has taken a hit, courtesy Liquorgate scam, they feel that now they stand a good chance. But it's going to be an extremely fascinating battle of Delhi as far as this assembly election is concerned.
That is true, but I'm just stuck on these development schemes. I mean, these are not development schemes. These are like social safety nets, the welfare schemes, and there is we are seeing a race, like a rat race among the parties to announce. Someone is announcing 2,100 per month. Another party comes up with 2,500 figure. Another party's, there was a protest against AAP in Punjab for not delivering its 1,100 rupees per month to farmers. So where does it end? Don't you think it's a burden on the exchequer? These schemes, instead of these schemes, no party. I don't see any party thinking of the job creation or other growth issues. Do you think that will
Well, I
affect?
think,
Yeah.
I think what has happened is that, yes, I agree with the fact that these kind of freebies or which have been offered by political parties,
Mm,
they are economically ruinous for the exchequer, for the fiscal health of the state. There's no
mm,
denying it. And anybody who would want to look at the holistic picture would want to see a situation where political parties are offering a more robust overall schemes which would enhance the situation of people, rather than offering them or doling out these freebies and all. Yes, it is economically ruinous. There are no two ways about it. We already see what happened in state of Himachal Pradesh when they offered old pension scheme, and within 6 months we saw them reaching out to the center for benefits and for help from the center state fiscal exchequer. So the thing is that, yes, it is, but the prime minister has also voiced several times that these kind of schemes should be desisted. It should not go forward. But as it happens in politics, the bigger aim for the political parties is to win the election, and I think that is how it goes out. How long will it sustain is a question which nobody can answer right now, because we have seen how political parties have gained from making these claims, and it is just a question of whether the voter believes your promise or the voter doesn't believe your promise.
yeah, and but it sounds quite shallow kind of a thinking on the part of political parties, and we see it in Pakistan, we see it in Bangladesh as well. But in India, this has taken a whole new level, which is quite concerning, as for democracy, for people who want democracy to work for the common people. Um, Another question that intrigues me a lot is about the uh, it used to be said that 2020 elections, Kejriwal won this election because of the auto rickshaw walas. What is that angle?
Well, I mean, I don't think that Kejriwal won because only of auto walas. There were several factors which were playing for him.
Yeah.
The first thing is that that they were able to convince the people about their probity, the kind of governance they were offering. They
Mm,
were able to convince the people about the education which they were offering. Free electricity, free water played a very crucial role because Delhi is on the cusp of the NCR, and if you look at that people living in Noida, Uttar Pradesh, or other parts, so joining the Delhi region, and the kind of electricity bill they would raking up compared to zero if you are consuming electricity up to a particular or the allowed electrical unit. So that also played a very key part as far as the victory of Arvind Kejriwal is concerned. It was a mixture of several initiatives. It was mixture of several narratives which were being built by Arvind Kejriwal. It was not subscribed to one particular issue which propelled them from the state. I think the party which was born out of anti-corruption campaign, which was led by Anna Hazare, we saw emergence of rather, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was appointed at that point of time as the head of the campaign committee of the BJP, thereby becoming the prime minister candidate if BJP gets to power. Also got propelled, got help from that anti-corruption agitation. The way the Congress and the Congress-led UPA was kind of consumed by several scandals at that point of time, helped Arvind Kejriwal as well. And I think those were the factors which were responsible for Arvind Kejriwal coming back in 2020 as well. There was not one one particular reason which was responsible for him coming back to power with a thumping majority.
Yeah, I completely agree with everything that you have said, and I should have articulated my question in a better, better way. But what I was asking was about the part that auto rickshawalas played, because in the recent days I have seen many of your TV channels, India's TV channels, and I have seen many auto rickshawalas now saying things like now they are not very much in favor of Kejriwal. They might vote against him, might vote for BJP because they think that their business had hit because of the free transport scheme for women that Kejriwal announced. Uh, so I just wanted, for our viewers who are not familiar with that politics, just wanted that aspect to be explained a little bit more.
Well,
Why
I
auto
would
rickshawalas were for Kejriwal.
Well, I mean, there's a flip side to the question, that if you say that, auto rickshawalas were upset about them losing out business to the fact that, that Kejriwal has promised a free bus ride to women, Kejriwal ends up consolidating its women voter. If for every single auto rickshawalas who's willing to say no to vote for Aam Aadmi Party, every woman who gets a free ride in the bus, then automatically, if you go by this logic, then, would end up automatically voting for Arvind Kejriwal. So it's a win-win situation for Arvind Kejriwal. See, I think, I mean, there are dissatisfaction always. I mean, it's never a picture perfect scenario whenever you are analyzing a particular policy which you feel that, will help you electorally. But I think if you look at from the point of view that women constitutes almost 50% of our electorate, and there's any scheme which is benefiting the women section, it will always end up benefiting that political party. And that is the reason why, if you announce a scheme which says that, there's a free bus ride for the people, for the women of Delhi, I think it is not going to harm or land that political party in any kind of electoral trouble.
Yeah, that's right. But it's a very, this free transport. I don't know I mean, could it be banded as a freebie, or should it be the case for every city administration should offer its citizens this, if not free, but a very convenient and available kind of transport, which is a basic need in big cities for commuting. And for women, it's very, very helpful. I mean, this was genius. For women who go out to work, for girls who go out to study, those schools, colleges, and universities, it's very, very important. We men do not realize this often, but it is so important because when we go out, we face a lot of harassment, a harassment that has an impact on women since a very, very early age. And if we are given this very small thing, it has a huge impact on our well-being, overall well-being. Anyway, finally, let's talk about the broader implications of these elections. Delhi often sets uh, a template, so to speak, for urban governance and political narratives. How do you think the outcome of these elections will impact, overall Indian politics on the national level?
Well, I don't think that this assembly election is going to impact national politics much. Because one thing is very clear, that that the national political sphere, is completely dominated by the BJP. The results of the 2024 general elections was not much to the BJP's liking. But the fact is that if you look at the kind of stunning performances which the BJP delivered in Haryana, and almost magical, which they delivered in the state of Maharashtra, clearly proved that 2024 was a minor blip as far as the electoral ascendancy is concerned. Prime Minister is hugely popular in the country. The Bharatiya Janata Party is having their own government, and it's an absolute full majority government. in various states, key northern states, as far as our politics is concerned. So and Delhi is, if you look at national wise, BJP has been winning, as I've said, in 2014, 19, 24. They've won all the 7 Lok Sabha seats. They have not ceded any seat either to Aam Aadmi Party or to Congress Party. Delhi is a half state, so I would say that yes, it will help Aam Aadmi Party. If Aam Aadmi Party wins, it will keep a party in fray. They will be, in fray to take on BJP in any other state which they feel like. But yes, if the BJP wins, then I think it will become a matter of survival for the Aam Aadmi Party. If BJP wins, yet it will be a big boost for them because they have been winning assembly elections back to back, and they will approach the crucial election of Bihar, which is at the end of this year. With much more confidence and gusto. But if they lose the Delhi Assembly election, I don't think it is going to dent or create a template which will be detrimental for the BJP. It will be, a feel-good factor for the opposition party for sure, where they can say that let's, we stop the BJP's juggernaut and not, post their stunning victories, electoral victories in the state of Haryana and all important Maharashtra election. So it'll be a feel-good factor for the opposition parties. But the victory in Delhi Assembly election for the Aam Aadmi Party or a loss for the BJP would not impact the national scenario any much.
Yeah, but I think merely the fact that Congress and Aam Aadmi Party are head to head with each other against each other contesting this election, that would that has actually started. It has made it out in open that India Alliance is crumbling. Don't you think that will affect the overall, BJP might not get a hit, but whether or not Aam Aadmi Party wins, in either case, India alliance has crumbled and that will impact their national politics, no?
Well, I would say that, if you look at India Alliance, state-wise, there's no India Alliance, to be honest, because anywhere you're fighting an election, say, for example, Congress and Aam Aadmi Party is fighting elections against each other, where's the alliance? There's no alliance, so alliance partner also after the electoral reverses, which Congress Party suffered in Haryana and Maharashtra, where Haryana was the election where they're supposed to win and form a government. BJP went on to win, or perhaps, came up with their best performance in the third term, which is very, very surprising, which was very, very surprising at that point of time. The Congress Party, which is supposed to do very good in Maharashtra, they came cropper, and that is the reason why the regional parties, the regional satatraps, are also not very happy with the way the Congress has been fighting elections. So right now, if you ask me, there's not much of an India alliance left per se, and more so in the case of local assembly elections. Local assembly elections, it's everyone is on their own, and that is pretty much visible. Now, if you want to look at the way the political utterances have been made, majority of the India Alliance partners are supporting Aam Aadmi Party, and they're not supporting the Congress Party, be it Trinamool Congress, be it, Shiv Sena, be it Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray, be it, Samajwadi Party or RJD and many other smaller parties which are part of India Alliance. They're all supporting Aam Aadmi Party because they know that Aam Aadmi Party is the bigger party as far as Delhi elections are concerned.
Well, your expertise have certainly helped us understand the complexities of this elections. Thank you very much, Mr. Pandey, for your invaluable insights.
Thank you so much.
To our viewers, these elections are not just about choosing a government for Delhi, but also about shaping the discourse on governance, on democracy, and political accountability in India. We hope this discussion has offered you a clarity and a deeper understanding of the stakes involved. Don't forget to share your thoughts on today's episode using the hashtag DelhiVotes2025 and stay tuned for our next episode. We will explore the role of developmental schemes and women in shaping election results. Until then, this is Marvi Sirmed signing off from Unraveled. Take care and stay informed.